Hi, welcome to another Fido video. In my years of dealing with dogs, one of the most useful commands I've come across and use all the time is what I call watch. You may call it look at me or whatever you like really, but it consists of encouraging your dog not only to look at your face, but to look at you in the eyes and look at you in the eyes until you give it permission to look away. It has many, many uses. If you think about dogs in the wild, they don't tend to offer one another eye contact unless they're about to fight, or maybe they might offer eye contact to prey if they're about to attack. So it's not natural for them, when they first come across people, to look at them. Dogs do offer us eye contact as their owners because they understand that it's part of the bonding process, I suspect. So if your dog is shy, you will help it to be more comfortable with people it doesn't know if you can teach it that being looked at is a good thing rather than a bad thing. One of the other main advantages of teaching your dog to look at you is that if your dog is looking at you, he's not looking at next door's cat. He's not looking at the food on the floor. He's not looking at anything else. And that can be incredibly valuable to you. Finally, if your dog can't focus on you, it's very difficult to teach them anything at all, so teaching your dog to watch is a good basis for that. I have Delphi here wandering around, and I'm going to show you how to teach the command watch using Delphi's help. Delphi actually does know the command, but she's not quite as good at it as she might be, so I'll see what we can do. Delphi, come. Good girl. I have a treat in my hand, and if I hold the treat, well, Delphi looks at the treat. So if I want to encourage her to understand that looking at me in my eyes is what I want, then I don't want her to see that. So to start with, I'm going to put the treat behind my back, and I'm going to encourage her to look at my face. If I continually use her name, she's going to ignore me in the end, and the value of her name eventually will be lost. So I'm going to just attract her attention. I'm going to go, hey, good. Now, I said good, you can't really see it too clearly from that angle, but I said good the second her gaze met mine. Now, if I produce the treat at that second, instead of saying good, she won't understand the connection. So I reward her with the reward word good, and then I produce the treat. And when she gets that connection, she will start to stare at me, and you can probably see that's what she's doing because she's done it before. Good. If you're not familiar with the marker word good, there is a video on my channel to show you how to teach that word and the meaning behind it and how else you can use it. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're having difficulty encouraging your dog to look at you without a treat present, you can sort of cheat. You can do what they call shape the action by holding the treat up beside your face, but you don't want to do that forever. So if you're going to do that, I would try pointing at the same time. Good girl. So eventually you can just use the pointing finger. I'm going to do the same thing at a different angle so that you can see better what Delphi's doing. So come here and sit. Good girl. Hey, good. And once your dog starts to understand that looking you in the eye is what's giving her the treat, then you'll start to get her staring at you like this. Yes, good girl, good. And I will give her a reward for this because that's part of the teaching process. Because after all, if your dog any time offers the behavior you're looking for, fab, make the most of it, reinforce it. So now I want to be sure that she actually knows that it's looking at me and not anything else that's giving her the reward. And this is quite difficult. But I've got a treat here, and I'm going to do this. Hey, good girl. So I know that Delphi's looking at me and not at the treat by behaving like a scarecrow. Watch. Yeah, good. And now I know that she's looking at me, I can now call it watch. There was no point in calling it anything before because she didn't really understand that. So now I can say when she looks at me, watch. Good watch. Good girl. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? And that's fab, except what you will normally find in a situation like this is your dog will look at you and then look down for the food. Yes, watch, I've done it. Where's the food? Where's the reward? Adelphi's got past this phase, I'm glad to say. But when that starts to happen, it's good, but it's not enough. What we want is for your dog to look at you until you give it permission to look away. So once your dog understands that when you say watch, they should look you in the eye, then we will do this. Watch. Ah, good. Good. Oh, good. Watch. Good. Watch. Good. And if she looks away, I'll say watch again. Watch. Good girl. Good. Good. Now, I'm only expecting, say, 2 or 3 seconds to begin with. But over time, you can increase the length of time that your dog is looking at you. If you do that, then at the end of the exercise, you will need to give your dog permission to look away. Because in a way, in training terms, your dog should do whatever it is you're asking it to do until you give it permission to do something else. And that's what she's doing at the moment, because Delphi knows that my release command, well, I won't say it yet because that's not fair, but I'll show you. So I'm saying to Delphi, watch. Good, good watch. Good watch, good. Now I'm going to treat her because she's still being good, and then I'm going to say, go on. And now she can stop looking. Now she's looking down. So my release command is, go on. Off she goes there. She's realized that the exercise has come to an end. And I think that using a release command is really important, because otherwise your dog makes its own decisions. And if there is something particularly exciting, not too far away, then they're very likely to make that decision sooner than you'd like them to. So I do hope that's been useful, and hopefully see you again soon. If you're enjoying my videos, please do subscribe to my channel, and you can find me on Facebook under Focused Instruction for Dogs and Owners. You might also like to visit my website, www.fidobehavior.com, where you'll find lots of articles about dog training, behavior issues, nutrition, and also a blog from one of my own dogs describing her view of the world.